And welcome back to day six, yeah, six, of War of the Sparks spoiler season. We had, starting off with the official one that finally got spoiled officially. It got leaked a while back, but as I said before, because of the way they're doing the spoiler season this year, or at least for this set, I'm not going to review anything that was quote-unquote leaked, because that's not fair to them, to the people who are spoiling it for the story. And that's just not fun, ultimately, because it will eventually get officially leaked, and then there's no point. I already talked about it, so that makes no sense. But anyway, Roalesk Apex Hybrid is a 1 blue, 2/2, and 2 of any color, so 5 mana, 4/5, human mutant, legendary creature, mythic rare. So Simic mythic rare on the, right here. Flying Trample. When it enters the battlefield, you put 2 +1 counters on another target creature you control. When it dies, you proliferate, and then you proliferate one more time. This card's nuts. This is one of those cards that is actually, it's a legendary creature, which means obviously the legendary rule applies. So you can't have more than one on the field. If you put more than one on the field, one dies. But it's actually advantageous to use the legend rule in your favor. If you decide to just, play one on the field, do the thing, pump up one of your creatures with +1 counters. Then you play another one, you immediately pop it, and you can proliferate and proliferate again, and then put more. The potential this thing has, not even including the Planeswalker synergy it has with it, because proliferate obviously is great for the Planeswalker loyalty counters. The synergy this thing has with just itself, let alone other cards that it can work with, is kind of bonkers. And it's terrible. It's bonkers. It's a monster, and I want everything to do with it. Watch Owen Wilson sneaking around videos on YouTube to get that reference. Those are some funny videos. And we're sneaking. This is the best lemon water I've had all day. As I'm basically going over to the other cards that got spoiled. Perfect. Oh, that is like perfect. Because that's actually the next card I was going to do. Challenger Troll is 1 green, 4 of any color for a 6/5 uncommon troll creature. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. I mean, he's a 5 mana creature. He's a 6/5, 5 mana with an upside. So there's no downside to him. But the thing is, how many creatures with power 4 or greater are you going to actually have on the field? That's the question that's being raised right now with this card. You'll probably have at least one, maybe another one, if you're assuming your deck is running properly. But I don't expect to see like a whole army of 4/4s or higher. But that said, giving 1 or 2 of your big guys the ability to be blocked only by 1 creature means you can only be chump blocked only so many times. You can't be killed except by single combat with a similar creature. So yeah, it's definitely a not interesting, but it's a fun little card. I like the fact that he's a giant troll with a mushroom-like shell. So yeah. We had Sunblade Angel, 1 white, 5 any color, for a 3/3 flying first strike vigilance lifelink. As Feather commanded squadron of battle angels swarmed out of the Parthenon 2, unsheathing blades made a molten dawn. I love that. I love that. Molten dawn. A 3/3 first strike vigilance lifelink flyer, even at 6 mana, is pretty good. 6 mana is pushing. I mean, if you'd bump the one stat like the toughness or power by 1, say like 4/3 or 3/4, then I'd say play it. If you're in white, play the card. 6 mana though is still pretty hefty, and there's probably some better cards to play for 6 mana or greater. So it's tough, because 3 mana is 3 power. 3 toughness is not going to survive a lot of removal. So I don't know. It's not the best in the world. It's certainly not bad, but it's not the best. Eternal Skylord, 1 blue, 4 of any color for a 3/3 zombie wizard uncommon. When enters the battlefield, amass 2. Well, obviously, we know what that does at this point. Put 2 +1 counters on a army creature you control, or an army you control, and if you don't control one, obviously create one. And zombie tokens you control have flying. So yeah, it's a good card. If you're in that amass deck, great. That said, keep in mind, the concept of an army That's the thing I'm not quite getting with the amass and an army. I get that you build on the army, each one is supposed to technically represent another Eternal, but I have my zombie deck can already make an army, and it's a legitimate army of zombies. Multiple zombies on the field to block, to attack with. So I like the amass cards, I do, and cards like this can work with in conjunction with other zombie tokens, but I don't know. It's not bad by any stretch of the mean, but I don't know. It's an odd mechanic. Demolish gets a reprint. I love the artwork on this version of it, where you see, I believe it's Aurelia, the Boris skill leader. He's just swiping flame. I love that flavor text too. Every inch of land they take from us, we'll take back. Either take back. Well, it doesn't say either. We'll take it back, or we'll burn it. Give them nothing. I love that. She's just raising the land. When it's all said and done, before we get to the pre-release, not next week, but the week following week, I will probably do some sort of roundup of what's going on. I'm going to be picking up the novel of it the following week after that, so I'll read it, give my review on the actual canon novel, and see how it all really goes down. What I'm guessing, though, based on this, just based on Demolish itself, which you'd think there's not much to take away from the actual card Demolish, because it's in almost every set. It's basically that standard kind of land removal. I'm guessing Ravnica, when it's all said and done, will be saved. Ravnica will be saved. Bolas will be defeated, whether that be killing him, turning him to stone, or just exile. I'd like to believe that Bolas will not be killed. I think he will be defeated, and maybe they'll send the Eternal Sun, him into the Eternal Sun on another plane, and he'll be stuck on another plane, despite having absorbed so many Planeswalker sparks, that's been confirmed. That's what he's doing. And because he has so many Planeswalker sparks, even if he destroys the Eternal Sun, it's going to somehow link. He's going to be stuck on a plane, at least for God knows foreseeable future, until they decide to bring him back again. Because I really doubt they're going to kill Nico Bolas. Well, maybe not doubt. I have my suspicions they are not, because Nico Bolas is too imposing of a character to just kill off. And he's been killed before, but I mean as an actual long-term character, because we know Planeswalkers don't work the same way they used to anymore. Before the mending, they used to be gods, now they're not. I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. And when Ravnica, when it's all said and done, a lot of, like, nature will come back into play. It's not going to be one giant cityscape anymore. It will be a mix, like it was supposed to be initially. But we'll see what happens. Forced Landing is 1 green, 1 of any color for an instant common. Put target creature with flying onto the bottom of its owner's library. It's an okay card. It all depends on how much flying is going to be available in the limited environment. Like, for instance, we got this, Shriek Diver? This guy, you could get rid of a Shriek Diver. But I like the flavor text. All the flavor is just top-notch on this, because the Druid only knew 1 spell, a charm to engorge rapid plant growth. With Airborne Eternals invaded her Arbitorium, she had to get creative. As you see, like she basically must have thrown up like a vine on this. And I'm waiting for this card, Eternal Dragon, and basically, it gorged it and it fell down. But again, I'm going to repeat that sentence because, or that statement, that term, because I feel it needs to be repeated. That's an armor-covered Eternal Dragon. She's basically having go down. That's some scary-ass crap. And I'm digging every moment of it. Shriek Diver is 1 black, 2 of any color for a 2/1 Zombie Bird Warrior. Flying. You can pay 1 of any color to give this card haste until the end of turn. The thing is, it's possible you could get that effect off the turn you bring it out. Because, like, best case scenario, you could maybe get it out on turn 3. More likely you'd get it out on turn 4. Or in the best, I don't know, so far we don't have like a Bird of Paradise at all. So turn 3 is most likely what you'd be looking at. I don't know. And I'm not digging it that much. It's a great artwork, but not a card that I'd be down for. But you need the common cards and the cards that are just so-so to make the cards that are better than great stand out. And we're going to get to some better than great cards in a little bit. But, move over a little bit here. And there we go. Steady Aim is 1 green, 1 of any color for an instant. Untap target creature, gets +1/+4 and gains reach until the end turn. Standard combat trick. There's been printed on some cards before. Again, though, that flavor text. The Archer's heart broke, seeing her compatriots die for our below, but she held her position until the enemy was in range. That it just kind of is really illustrating like the whole war going on in Ravnica. I just love the fact that unlike most other sets, this is a Vorthos, this is a lore, this is a flavor bonanza, this is a story driven set, and I'm loving every moment of it. Even for the cards that I'm not a big fan of, I'm loving every moment of it. Turret Ogre, which is just another great name. 4/3, 1 red, 3 of any color for an Ogre Warrior. Common, reach. Enters the battlefield if you control another creature with power 4 or greater. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. Honestly, it's not hard to have at least one other 4-powered creature on the field, so yeah, for a common, this is... Honestly, you could just use multiple copies of this. The first one wouldn't go off, but the second one does, and you got 2 4/3s with a reach, so gotta love it. We got some more planes, or some more lands, surprisingly. More basic lands, showing off a bit more of the, like, the scape of the city. You can see that this plains is a bit, the landscape's a bit more disheveled, a bit more rubbled. Let's see here. We also have, we got the Eternal Sun Island right here. We got this swamp that I think they're trying to illustrate the basking in light from the eternal sun on it. We have, there we go. I think this is part of the Boros. No, that's the Citadel. Boros' Citadel right there. So that mountain, I think it's just those spires that are supposed to represent the mountain. The forest. I love the look of the forest. The forest looks great. And another plains here. And I think we got, oh yeah, they gave us a lot more land. Wow, maybe this is coming in the dual decks or something like that? Maybe. Another shot of the island, the Eternal Sun, swamp with sparks coming out of it. And I mean, like, Planeswalker sparks, obviously. Mountain, it looks good. That all of this is looking great. The planes look great. Nothing I can really say on that. Ooh, let me get that a better angle. There we go. Ooh. Solar Blaze, 1 red, 1 white, 2 of any color for a sorcery rare. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. That's... See, the only issue I have with that is if your opponent, and that's really the removal part of that you'd want to focus on, if your opponent has creatures that have higher toughness than their power, that card's going to be an irrelevant sweeper, though it will do a lot of damage, and if you have another way to clean house, they will, there we go. They'll be able to die, but I don't know. It's not, I like it a lot, I just don't know if I'd be able to find a home in certain places. Feather the Rodino. This is one a lot of people, because the Feather's been around for a long time in the Magic lore. Whoa. 1 second. There we go. There we go. I want to just get that shadow effect kind of off there. Yeah, Feather's been around a long time in the actual Ravnica lore, but Feather's yet to have an actual card, and now they've officially given Feather a card. 2 white, 1 red for a 3/4 angel with no downside with flying, so therefore Feather is already usable, very much so. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into the graveyard as it resolves. That's a big thing. The card still resolves, and if you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. Now, initially when I saw it, I've forgotten the clause that needs to target your own creature. Otherwise, I'm like, I can just lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, but that's not the case. I mean, in theory you could, but you'd be lightning bolting your own stuff. You're obviously using this for anthem, well, not anthem effects, but enhancement effects like Sure Strike or what was that? Band Together, that green one that where they do damage to each other. So I'm sure there's plenty of cards I'm sure this will work with. I'm certain and it's a good card. I'm certain I could probably make a deck with it. I'm not certain. I'm almost positive I could make a deck with it. Just not out of stuff I currently have. I couldn't add it to any of my decks. But I could probably find a home for it, and I like it overall. If I had this, and I was in white and red at least, excuse me, I'd do it. Rally the Fight. Now, this isn't, the picture hasn't shown, but I looked at the picture. This is a story spotlight card. This is, I'm guessing, the first part of Act 2. Rally the Flight doesn't show the monocost, but it's actually 1 in white, 1 in any color for an instant. I believe that's an uncommon. Untap all creatures you control, and the creatures you control flying get +2/+2 until the end turn. And then every cloud's turn to the battlefields, even clouds turned to the battlefields. Here on the sky front, Eternals fought Angel Squadrons. Essentially, in the second act, once the Eternals start wreaking havoc, the Angel armies come into battle. Man, if you saw the trailer for this, you know how well they did the trailer. If they could theoretically do this in like a hour-and-a-half film, animated like that, oh man, I'd watch the hell out of that. You want to talk? People ask, how could a Ravnica movie or a Magic the Gathering movie work? That's how a Magic the Gathering movie could work. Obviously, that's just a trailer. There's not even any dialogue in it, but you get the point. So it's a great. I love it. I love it. Last 3 cards. We got a new Planeswalker today. We got Kasmina Enigmatic Mentor. 1 blue, 3 of any color for a legendary Planeswalker Kasmina. Uncommon. Spells your opponents cast that target a creature or Planeswalker you control cost 2 more to cast. Already, I love that static effect. That's a relevant static effect. And then -2 with 5 loyalty. Create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token. Draw a card and discard a card. Kasmina is like no joke. Kasmina is really good. At 4 mana, that's not an unreasonable effect. Like, just as like an enchantment, if an enchantment just had that static effect, 4 mana would be reasonable for that effect, I'd imagine. And for her to actually give you blockers while keeping that on field, giving you draw, this card's value. This card's a lot of value. I really like this card. And she has her own little, her obviously named spell. Kasmina's Transmutation. 1 blue, 1 of any color. For an enchantment, creature loses all abilities and has the base power toughness of 1/1. It's like, hop away, little Eternal. Go eat some flies. Turn the Eternal into a frog. Great. And then finally we have Partheon 2, which actually became a vehicle in this, which is nuts. Let's focus that in a little bit. Ooh, come on, focus. There we go. 2 white, 6 of any color, which does make it pretty hefty. For a 5/5 legendary vehicle, rare, flying first strike vigilance, crew for 4, so it has a hefty crew cost. Whenever this card attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. Here's the thing. If you can get this off once, the game is pretty much going to be yours. Because you already will have a 5/5 flying vigilance first strike, so the thing won't even tap. But then when it's attacking, you'll have angels to help crew this, and they're not tapped and attacking. They're just attacking because they have vigilance and fly. If you can get this thing off, this thing is going to win you the game pretty much. But the trick would be getting this thing off, because it's 8 mana. And there's no, like, Ethereum Sculptor type cards in this set so far. There might be, but so far. There's nothing like that in this set. You would essentially need something on the field prior. There's no other way around it. You need other things on the field to crew this. And this thing won't even be able to attack the first turn it comes out, because it's... I mean, technically it's an artifact when it comes out, so it doesn't have summoning sickness. That's a ruling I have to double check, because if that's the case, then yeah, you'll be golden. But you'll need things on the field to set this off. You can't just let it linger on the field, and it's... I really like the card, but at 8 mana, that's a costly card. That's a costly card. Who knows? Maybe it's actually going to be awesome. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get to a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, superhero, Star Wars, Magic, anything you can do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. We'll get to that at some point. Should note, by the way, that besides the Simic Mythic, which was leaked already, I didn't talk about it until now, but it was already leaked, we haven't had that many Mythics spoiled. Again, we've had Liliana. We have this new Simic Mythic. Oh, wow. I'm blanking now on any other Mythic we've had spoiled. I feel like we've had at least one other Mythic spoiled, haven't we? You know what? Let me go up right now to the actual spoilers. Let's hold on here. Let me and let's see. Let's see here. Liliana, the Simic Mythic. There is no red Mythic yet. No green Mythic. Multicolor Mythic? Anyone? Anyone? Do you got any takers? That, again, officially revealed, mind you. So pay no mind to the other ones. Wow, yeah, I just realized, no, we've had 2 Mythics officially spoiled. Now, there are, like, 2 others at minimum waiting in the wings. Again, unless I'm missing something, unless something is escaping my grasp here. So, yeah, we've only had 2. And now, I know there's 4, I know of 4 others coming down the pipeline, but I won't talk about those until it's time. So we've actually got quite a few mythics left to go over, and I'm guessing most of the big mythic characters are going to show up later on in the story. But we'll wait and see what happens. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Later, folks.